Welcome back. Welcome back to this channel. Welcome back to this channel as we continue with business data analysis. And we are looking at the questions that were done in April 2024 sitting. And so far we have covered question number 21 of that workbook, question number 23, question number 24, and question number 25. We are only remaining with one question in that particular workbook, that is question number 22, which we are going to cover it today. But before we start, I'd like to request those who have not yet subscribed to this channel, kindly do so. Yeah, we'll give you 5 seconds, kindly do so. Yeah, thank you for subscribing, and continue subscribing to this channel so that you can be able to reach many students and impact their lives positively when they look and they share our videos. I believe the students, many have testified of how they have been able to pass their BDA exams through the use of our YouTube video, and the glory goes to God, because if you subscribe, others will be able to see this and they'll be able to benefit from this content. So I'll read through question number 22. Matrix Limited has provided the following data for the 6 months ended that 1st December 2023. So I've been given the month, July to December. We've been given the revenue, the cost of sales, gross profit, and operating expense. They've been given again the earnings before interest, tax, and depreciation and amortization. Depreciation and amortization, earnings before interest and tax, interest. Have been given earnings before tax. Then we have been given the end of month, the inventory, the receivable, payable, cash, and bank balances. So we are required, number A, summarize above data with the following additional sections for the Chief Finance Officer dashboard. So we just need to summarize this information that is supposed to appear in the Chief Finance Officer dashboard. So we are not supposed to prepare a dashboard in the first instance. It's only the additional sections for the Chief Finance Officer dashboard. And assume there is 60 days in a year, and that inventory at the beginning of July was 900. So remember, what we need is a total profit or loss for the 6 months, various profit margins, days of purchase using the end of year balance, we ignore the averages, days of inventory using end of year balances. Then we need the days of sales using end of year balance, ignore the average. Prepare CFO dashboard showing the following charts. Now this one now is a dashboard. Part 1 is only additional section showing this, that they may be included in the CFO dashboard. But number 2 now is where we need to prepare the dashboard itself. We need to prepare the dashboard itself in Roman 2. The dashboard should show the revenue and the profit margin, the payable levels, inventory levels, receivable levels, a number of days sales outstanding, DSO, and the number of days payable outstanding, DPO. So those are the charts that we need to prepare. It was more of testing the ratios, and the preparation of the dashboard, more of the ratios and preparation of the dashboard. So we need to answer that. We need to answer this. And the first thing that we shall do, we start with number A. Number A, let me do it here. Number A, this one, where we are supposed to do a summary of the above data. And the first thing we need the revenue and profit. Revenue and profit. And when you look at the revenue and profit, we shall start with the month. What we know is that we have the month. Okay, so the first one, it should be this one, where we need to prepare the total profit or loss for the 6 months. Total profit or loss for the 6 months. So the profit or loss for the 6 months. So I'll have this, my earnings. We have what you call earnings before tax. Then I will tax this. Then I have my profit or loss. My profit or loss profit or loss. So we have the month. Now month starts from July. Yeah, month of July to December. July to December. Then our earnings before. And remember they are shillings in million. Shillings in million. That way. Our tax, I will tax it at 30%. That's an assumption because you have not been given. Remember, when you need the profit, this is earnings before tax. Yeah, so this one is not the profit. The profit is after tax. Yeah, profit after tax. So I will take this value by 30% that I have assumed as my tax rate, and I will lock the 30%. I will lock the 30%. You'll get that as your profit, as our tax, that way. Then to get the profit is earnings before tax, we minus the tax. And this one you do what? You autofill. So that one will be your profit or loss for that particular period. So for the 6 months period, the profit or loss will be that one. That's what we needed at the above data, the following additional section for the CFO dashboard. So we just needed that to get the profit for that particular period. And number 2, the second part, we needed the various profit margin. So remember, when you talk about the profit margin, in this case, we shall calculate both the net profit and the what? Net profit margin and the gross profit margin. The net profit margin and the gross profit margin, the two of them is what we shall calculate under this. We shall calculate both of them. And remember, here already we had the gross profit. I believe that. Yeah, we had the gross profit here. Gross profit. Gross profit had already been given. Just pick that. So it's not necessary. Sorry. I can just go directly to getting my gross profit margin. Yeah, gross profit margin. Gross profit margin. Let me just go directly with margin and net profit. Net profit margin. Net profit margin. Yeah, the two of them, gross profit margin and net profit margin. Margin is over sales. When we talk about margin is over sales, so I take gross profit, we divide by revenue. Gross profit divided by revenue. That way, and I'll autofill this, and I'll convert that into a percentage to 2 decimal place so that you can be able to see the difference. Yeah, that is our gross profit margin. Net profit margin already. Again, we shall take the net profit divided by revenue. Net profit divided by revenue. That way, and again I will autofill that. Convert it into percentage to 2 decimal places. That way, I just need to confirm that it has taken that and it has divided by 41. Yeah, that one is okay. So those are the various margin, the gross profit margin, margin over sales, and still this one, net profit margin. All of them, because we need the margins, they are over sales. They are over sales. The third one, we needed the days. Yeah, the days of payable, days of purchase using end of year, days of purchase using end of year balance, So we shall have our month, and starting from July to December, that way. And here we shall calculate our DOP, days of purchase. And when we talk about the days of purchase, we take the payables. DOP is equals to payable, payables over cost of sales, and you multiply by the what? We have been told there is 60 days. Huh? We assume there is 60. So shall multiply by 360 by 360 days. By 360 days. Yeah, so here I will take my payable. Take my payable. My payable is here. Payable. We divide by cost of sales. So cost of sales or somewhere here. Cost of sales. And you multiply by 360 days. 360 we shall lock. 360 is a constant. We lock that and allow to fill that. Yeah, those are our days of purchase. Yeah, days of purchase. These are in terms of days. In terms of days is in terms of days. The next one, we need that is days of purchase. We go to days of inventory. Days of inventory. Still, we check the month, July. Days of inventory to December. So here is the DOI, days of inventory. And when you're calculating days of inventory, this one will be inventory of a cost of sales still. Inventory of a cost of sales. Cost of sales still by 360 days. Yeah, inventory of a cost of sales by 360. So inventory, the end of month balance, we divide by the cost of sales and multiply by 360, which we shall lock. That. So it will give us 147 that way. Yeah, so that will be the value. And maybe someone can ask, why don't we use a bracket? Even if you use a bracket, assuming we use a bracket, yeah, just an assumption. I open the bracket, I take this, I divide by the cost of sales, I close that so that later I multiply by 360. You'll find that the answer will not change. It will give you the same answer with or without the bracket. So that will be our days of inventory, the days of inventory. And after days of inventory, the last one is days of sales. And for the days of sales, still we take our month here, check our month to December, and here now we shall have DOS, days of sales. So days of sales will be equals to revenue, receivables over sales or over revenue in our case, and you multiply by 360. Receivable over revenue multiplied by 360. Already receivable have been given the end balance. We divide by the revenue. We multiply by 360, which we shall lock 360 as our constant. That way. And this one you can round it off. Yeah, into full zero decimal. Yeah, so those will be our days of sales. So that was the first information that you are to calculate to appear as an additional section for the Chief Finance Officer dashboard. So the data, they just needed summarize the above data with the following additional sections for the Chief Finance Officer dashboard. So this one will go now to the dashboard. Yeah, but you're not supposed to prepare the dashboard at that particular point. You are only to show the information that will be included in the CFO dashboard. So the second part of our question, we were now to prepare the CFO dashboard showing the following charts. Yeah, the dashboard showing the charts. Here. Yeah, so prepare the CFO dashboard showing the following charts. And the first one that we need under this, we need the one that shows the revenue and the profit. So we shall have the month, and our month starts from July still. July to December, July to December. So you shall have revenue on one side. So I think revenue already we had it. I'll just pick the wording, we had it here, the revenue. And the second one is a profit that already we have. And all these values are in million, revenue and profit. So I pick my revenue, and I autofill that, and I pick my profit, and again I will autofill that way. So that is the first information that we have, and you can extract a chart for that. So insert the recommended. Yeah, normally the best one to show is a bar. Yeah, the bar that will show that particular comparison of revenue and profit, revenue and profit, revenue and profit. So revenue and profit. So here our chart title, here we shall call it revenue and profit. Revenue and profit. That is revenue and profit chart, the first one that we needed. Number two, what we need to calculate, the second one is the profit margin. The profit margin. Yeah, so net profit. So the profit margin, to be on safe side, you can present both because already we had calculated both margins. We had the net profit and the gross profit. Both of them we had them. We had already calculated them here, the gross profit and the net profit. We had calculated that, and we have the values here. And I'll autofill these and convert that into percentage to decimal, the way we had used 5.38, yeah, and 24.39, that way. Then I'll again show that in a chart, the recommended one for this one. Yeah, still we can use a chart. These are profit margins. Yeah, profit margins. Profit margin. So profit margin. So you have shown both the gross profit and the net profit. Gross profit and the net profit. Under that, the third one we need to calculate the payable levels, inventory levels, and receivable levels. I think this one I'll calculate them using one chart. Yeah. So we have payable, that is under Roman 3. So Roman 3, 4, and 5. Roman 3, Roman 4, and Roman 5. So we need payable levels. Payable levels. Inventory level. Inventory levels. And receivable level. Receivable levels. So the three levels, we shall calculate them together. So we shall have the month, then our month here to December. I'll start with payables level, then inventory level, inventory levels, then you have receivable levels, receivables levels. Yeah, that way. So the payable, receivable, I think that's what they need. Yeah, they need the payable levels, inventory level, and the receivable level. So when we talk about the payable level, and when we are dealing with payable level, is like the number of times. Yeah. So payable level, we just take we have to calculate the payable level. Payable levels. So for the payable equals to cost of sales of accounts payable. Cost of sales, and you divide by payables. Divide by payables. Then the next one is inventory. Inventory levels. So for the inventory, again, is cost of sales. Cost of sales of inventory. Cost of is like the inventory turnover. Inventory. Then the next one is the receivables levels. This will be revenue over receivable. Revenue over receivables. Revenue over receivables, that way. So those are our levels, the levels that we need. So when you start with payable, just take the cost of sales over payable. So our cost of sales, we had this, divide by payable. Just divide by payable, that way. And I will autofill, but this one you just need it as a number. Yeah, just as a number. Yeah, those are the number of times. Yeah, the levels of inventory that we have 3 times. The same will apply to inventory. Yeah, I believe that one you have taken is for payable. Inventory, cost of sales. Take the cost of sales, and now you divide by inventory. Divide by inventory. I will see whether the first one I've taken for this one, and I will autofill this one. Put it as a number. Yeah, that way 2.45. So this one I just needed to confirm that actually we have taken, yeah, it is payable and cost of sales. That one is okay, payable and cost of sales. The last one is a receivable. So you take the receivable revenue over receivable, revenue, and you divide by receivable, revenue divided by receivable. And again, you shall, yeah, this one already is in number. The only thing I will reduce it to two decimal place, that way. So those are our levels. Yeah, those are our levels, and you just need to insert a chart to show that. Yeah, so you can have these show the comparison of the 3 levels, using a chart, comparison of the 3 levels, that way. In our chart title, this one will be payables, comma, inventory, and receivables. Levels. Yeah, so you can easily compare the 3 levels under one particular chart: the payable level, the inventory level, and the receivable levels under one particular chart. And the last one was the DSO. Yeah, number of sales and number of sales and number of days payable outstanding. So still this one chart just need to have months. This one July, December. So we shall have our DSO, our DSO there, and our DPO, DSO and our DPO. And our DSO, remember, is the same thing that we did. Our days of sales outstanding, they are the same days that we are calculating, the same as this one, the DOS. There's no difference. Receivable over revenue, receivable over revenue. It will use the same receivable over revenue. You can copy directly, or you just take receivable over revenue and you multiply by the 360, which you are locking, that way, and you just put it to 0 decimal place. You'll find that 126, they will be the same days. This one, yeah. And the other one, the DPO, days of payable, you take payable over cost of sales, payable over cost of sales, payable over cost of sales by the 360, payable over cost of sales, and you multiply by the 360, which you shall fully lock. That one, yeah, that way. So those are our days of sales and days of purchase. We insert recommended. Yeah, still you can use both using the what? The bar chart. Bar chart is easy to do the comparison. So this DSO and DPO, days of payable outstanding, days payables outstanding, days sales outstanding, that way. And those are the charts that we needed to appear. So they had said what? Summarize, not that, yeah, prepare CFO dashboard showing the following charts. So we have to prepare the dashboard showing these particular charts. And remember, I have just prepared 4 of them, so I can easily put them together to form a dashboard. Transform our dashboard here, that way. I'm now creating our dashboard, this particular point. Then this one will come to this end, that way. And the last chart for the margin, I will bring it on this end here, this particular point, yeah, that way. And I will expand it a little bit up there, that way. That is our dashboard, the four charts. And here you can combine this. I can combine this from that point, merge and center. This is CFO dashboard, CFO dashboard, CFO dashboard. I will bold this one, and I will increase the size. Yeah, CFO dashboard. And I can put a fill. Yeah, that's our CFO dashboard. CFO dashboard showing the revenue and profit, the profit margin, payables, inventory and receivable level, and the days of sales and days of purchase. Yeah, so that is our dashboard, what was required in that Roman 2. That was what was required in the Roman 2. And that's all for this particular question that required us to summarize the additional section for the CFO dashboard, and then we have to prepare the CFO dashboard showing the following charts. So kindly ensure, if you have watched and you have not subscribed, subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to this particular channel, and keep to this particular channel, because we shall be posting new content. Yeah, we shall be posting new content frequently to enable students to revise for the forthcoming examination. Thank you.